Hello everybody, I am Lightning Stripe, and welcome to Discord's favorite day. At least, that's what it's supposed to be. A few weeks ago, we received a new cover for the new G5 comics. Usually, I don't focus much on the comics since they go by their own separate universe compared to the animated series, but this was different, because in this cover, Sunny is holding Discord's broken horn. Just that fact has kept me awake at night thinking about what could have caused this to happen. If you don't know, I've basically spent the entire time between the movie and now thinking, hey, what about Discord? And now I finally have something to go off of. I know I said before I don't usually go into the comics, but even though they're different from the animated series, they still have very similar stories overall, which is why I think the odds are high for this to actually become an episode in the future. Plus, it's Discord, he's just too big to ignore. Anyways, enough of this, let's get to speculating. Unlike my usual theories, this one's a bit different. Usually, I'm not trying to plan for something with such a huge time skip from when we last saw the character, but most importantly, I usually have certain rules to follow, like, physics and reality, rules that simply don't apply to the Lord of Chaos. This makes things a whole lot harder, since it means that literally anything is possible. However, I can still use what I know to come up with different possibilities, so that's what I'll do. First things first, that is definitely Discord's horn. No other creature has one like it. Knowing this, we can divide the overall possibilities into two. One, Discord broke his own horn, or two, something broke it from him by force. Though both possibilities seem possible, the second one starts looking more and more likely as you take a closer look. You see how the horn seems worn down and how something slimy is at the bottom? Those are things that happen to rocks out in the wild after a long time. They're weathered by water or air particles in the wind, and usually become home to different organisms, usually moss or algae, just like you see here. Now, think back to Discord. One thing that's made clear multiple times throughout the show is that Discord is immortal. In other words, he doesn't age. He's not affected by the usual laws of nature, or any law by that matter. If Discord had removed the horn himself, the horn would still act as a part of him, and in turn, not age as well. So let's get back to the second choice. Something broke it from him by force. This is definitely the most interesting out of the two, and gives us a lot more room to speculate. Like we just mentioned, Discord is immortal, and he's unaffected by basically everything and anything. Meaning, the only way for his horn to break would have to be something much powerful and much stronger than him, which is nearly impossible to conceive. But there is one character who could have done that, Grogar. We know Grogar is the creator of monsters, and that, by definition, includes Discord as well. The thing is, if Grogar did attack, he certainly wasn't successful, considering the fact that Equestria isn't overrun by monsters. Maybe the main six could have defeated him, but not before he caused enough damage. This also seems more likely when you take into account the backgrounds of the comic, the Canterlot ruins. When most people think of ruins, they usually think of something broken down and lost in time. But most of the time, these ruins were place of a battle, and people were forced to abandon it. Take the Castle of the Two Sisters for example, and the picture itself seems to prove that once again, as you take a closer look. The damage that's been done to the houses doesn't seem like damage caused by time. Instead, it's damage caused by an attack. Don't believe me? Take a closer look at that tower over there. The side of its roof is caved in. If this had happened due to aging, then the entire roof would have collapsed into the tower, just like the shop next to it. The splinters, on the other hand, were probably caused by time. So it seems we can finally make a conclusion. Except, we can't. In an ironic twist, any theory that we can come up with can be just as easily countered by Discord's chaos magic. Horn doesn't age? Poof! Make it age. Or at least make it look like it does. Drogar shows up? Just poof the bell into existence. That's what it's for anyways. But what do you guys... Thunder? What is it? Wait, there is? Where? Of course there is. Pass me the book. Hey, careful! That's a magical artifact right there. I'm probably only out of this stupid island. So, let's see here. Apparently there's a synopsis for the comic. Of course there is. The new adventure continues. Join Sunny, Izzy, Zip, Pip, Hitch, and their trusty sidekick Cloudpuff as they explore a brand new Equestria following the magical events of the hit Netflix movie. The quest to find the missing Unity Crystal has led our main five to a place they never thought they'd see, Canterlot. But a familiar figure lurks in the shadows, intent on stopping the magic for good. Well, thank you, Hasbro. You just ruined all my fun. Ugh. Well, nothing I can do about it now, but the synopsis might give us some other clues. First of all, Cloudpuff. I hadn't really paid much attention to the little flying dog, but now that it's pointed out, he might actually play a bigger part in the story. Also, what's a Unity Crystal? Is that one of the three crystals from the movie? Probably, now that I think about it. Also, the synopsis basically debunks the Sever Heights is Canterlot theory, which is starting to look very possible. But that last sentence, it doesn't make any sense. We know they're talking about Discord, but why would he want to stop magic? That just doesn't. Wait a second. It's so obvious. Why didn't I think about this before? Huh, it's Discord for crying out loud. It all fits now. It's a prank! Think about it. Discord is known to steal magical artifacts. That's probably how the Unity Crystal disappeared in the first place. He also would be one of, if not the only one, to know the location of the old Canterlot. And the whole stopping magic thing? It's all an act. Discord can't stop magic, he needs it. And if he wanted anything, it would be chaos, not a non-magical world. He stole the crystal and used it to lead the main five to Canterlot, where he left his horn as a clue for them to find. He then pretends to be a villain to see how the new group would react, just like he did many times with the main six. Considering the fact that Cloudpuff is there, and that Discord worked at Fluttershy's Reserve for some time, I think what's gonna happen is that, while everyone's trying to go against the figure in the shadows, Cloudpuff knows Discord's true intentions and keeps trying to get to him. And that's it. That's basically the entire plot, or at least what I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. But there's one important thing that I haven't talked about yet, which may or may not play a big part in the plot. Fluttershy. I don't need to tell you how close Discord was to Fluttershy, you all already know that. But we also know for a fact that Discord is immortal. So what's gonna happen to him once she dies and he's left all alone? Well, you don't need to imagine it. There's already multiple fanfics and audio dramas about it. Forever Young, The Last Adventure, and Remembrance, just to name a few. And now we'll finally be able to see how exactly he'll react to this loss. But what do you think? Am I right about the plot? Is it all just a prank to boost the confidence of the main five? And what changes do you think we'll see to our old prankster? Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, remember, Discord is best Draconicus. Huh, the lamp changed. Weird.